Which doll is white? Which doll is black? Which one is pretty? This one.
Which one is pretty?
There you go. There you go, Afro.
Which one is ugly? And which one is good? Which one is bad? Which one is good? Why is she good?
Because she has blue eyes.
Which one is bad? Why is she bad?
Because everything is black. And which doll looks more like you? Which doll is black? She offended me.
Who?
You. Why?
Because you called me black.
Why are you offended? You.
Offend me because other girls have insulted me in a mean way. No, I didn't use any meanness. That one is looking at me askance.
From an early age. From an early age. Matter of fact, let's put that back. Let's run it. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. From an early age, it's embedded in our brains, in our psyche, in our behavior, in the way we see ourselves. Did you see the young black girl with the afro when he asked her which one was ugly? And she put her head down because before then she was saying that the black one was the good one. But then when he asked which one was ugly, she put her head down because now she's struggling with it. Hey man, look, Renee. But it also shows that all over the world, the darker you are, the lower class the world sees you. The lower class, the world needs you to see yourself, especially the system of white supremacy. All over the world, the darker you are, the worse you are treated. The darker you are, the more of the inhumane treatment you get. But these young kids see themselves as bad and ugly and unworthy and less than when it comes to be compared to white people or others who are lighter than them already at a young age, right? So we're talking about internalized inferiority, but within our black community, but within the darker communities around the world. And remember, this is not accidental. None of this is accidental or purely individual. All of this is a result of historical conditioning, psychological restructuring, distorting the identity of a people, cultural domination, all of that on top of unresolved trauma. Remember, this is not dysfunction without cause. This is patterned behavior rooted in systematic design to sustain trauma, which will sustain the system of white supremacy. It says, how can most not feel inferior? The major components that we use to sustain life is built on their foundation: banking, medical, food protection, shelter, resilience is built on self-reliance. You're right. But that's it. Understanding what happened so we can work to reverse it. We know we were created to be inferior, but we don't have to stay there. We don't have to. We can make the choice to remain inferior, or we can take our power, or we can become powerful. But yes, you are correct. We're behind enemy lines. We're in a system that's designed to make sure that we understand that we are inferior to them. But it's on us to continue to buy into it. It says the questions they asked weren't appropriate to ask children without their parents present. Hey, you right. Well, let's go through it.
Which doll is white?
See, look at it. So
Which doll is black?
So hold on, let's go back real quick. Let's see what. So this young girl, I want us to pay attention to her in particular in this. Notice her face. In the beginning, this first question, when it's asking this question, she got the smile on her face. Notice how this smile starts to fade as it goes. Renee says, that's our fault. I experienced something similar with an 11-year-old last year when I gave her little black ice skater. She held it for a while and then she put it down. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, when I was growing up in my house, we had images of nothing but black people in my home. Before I even got into the world, my parents was instilling that, you know, black is good. It's good to be black. I was looking at images of black kings, black queens. I was looking at images of black people who've done great things. I was hearing stories of black people who've done great things. So a part of my foundation before I even got out into the world, and my dad, even though I'm not understanding what my dad is saying, but my dad is telling us that, you know, this is the stuff that we're going to experience when we go out into the world. And as I got older, I started to understand more. But part of the foundation before I got out into the world and why I had high self-esteem for myself for a good part of my life, as far as being black, I've always loved being black because it was taught to me from a young age. But I understand that was my individual household. Most of us don't grow up like that. And if you don't grow up with being able to learn to love your blackness and your foundation from the beginning, this is gonna be the outcomes. We know most of us have inferiority complex, but let me say this: even though my foundation was that, when I went out into the world, I still had struggles struggles with maintaining that love of blackness because of the barrage of the negativity that we get. Hell, I didn't even grow up deep in the hood, but I was close enough. I didn't even grow up like deep in the hood where all the issues was, but I was close enough. But hell, they drilled into our head so much that as a young black boys, you're not gonna make it past 21. They drilled it into our head so much. I actually used to believe when I was a teenager that I wouldn't make it till I was 21 because they told it to us so much. The story was so much that young black boys won't make it. The social messaging, the social conditioning, the social environments, they matter. That's why what goes on in the home is so important. Having a strong foundation in your home is important, but having strong families, healthy families, those things are important to set the proper foundation for our children before they go out into the world and be just barraged by all this racism and all this white supremacy.
Which doll is black? Which one is pretty? This one.
See now they starting to struggle, and she faking this smile. She's starting to struggle, even though she thinks the white doll is pretty, but she wants to be pretty as well. But she just identified with the black doll.
Which one is pretty?
Now look at her. See, now The smile, and she's proud of it. And that's why I'm like, yes. So she got some kind of foundation in there. But now watch when the societal factors start to come in. Because her whole face is going to change. Look at this. This is what we want. This thing, this is what we want. But wait till the societal factors come in. You're right, Renee. We have to prepare ourselves and our children for the war, and we can't lie to them about it. Like Infinity is saying, war waged. War is being waged upon us, and we can't lie to our children about it. That's one thing I always loved about my dad. My dad never sugarcoated anything. My dad didn't know how to hide the world from us. FM, what's going on, my brother? How you doing, man? My dad didn't know how to sugarcoat stuff or how to hide the world from us, or how not to just be straight up. And so from even a young age, like in elementary school and in preschool, my dad was being straight up with us about how the world is. Like I say, I've never heard my dad use the word white people. It's crackers. And he was always talking about them in a specific manner. And now I get it, because it's the war he was talking about it. There you go. So,
Which one is ugly?
he doesn't like that. And so,
And which one is good?
she now, even the young black girl with the afro, she said the white one was ugly. Now when they was talking about good and bad, things start to change.
Which one is
look.
bad?
See, look. See, even her, all of them are struggling with this, because they identify with this black dog, but society has told them already at their young ages, they've been programmed by the society that they're bad, that blackness is bad.
Which one is good?
Even him, he's not even black. Look at her face.
Why is she good?
Look at her face.
Because she has blue eyes.
White features.
Which one is bad?
Think about all her answers. The black one is beautiful. The white one is ugly. But now the black one is bad. Social conditioning.
Why is she bad?
Because everything is black. And which doll looks more like you?
Whole face has changed. Her whole face has changed. She went from the smile, from that big, proud smile, to all of her self-esteem being ripped away from her. So, but this is what happens when we don't have a real community in place. We don't have real protections in place. That's what happens. Our children are vulnerable. Our children, their brains get scrambled up early. So by the time they become adults, they're just another cog in the wheel. They're just another person with a ninja mindset. Because remember, they want all of us to have a ninja mindset. They want all of us to be walking around with ninja mindsets, spewing ninja logic, doing ninja stuff, destroying ourselves. But you have to destroy our minds first. You have to get us to hate ourselves first. You have to get us to see ourselves as less than and inferior. Think about when we go back to when we was reading Black Skin, White Mask by Frantz Fanon, talking about the birth of internalized inferiority, right? Colonized people begin to see themselves through the eyes of their oppressor. I'm gonna say that once again, because now we're talking about the social cues, the social conditioning. Who runs the society? Who has the biggest influence on society? White supremacy. People begin to see themselves through the eyes of their oppressor. Their oppressor is the one who's socializing us, who's shaping how we exist. Hell, they shape the society. So, of course, the young people, our young children who are vulnerable, are being shaped by the oppressors, and they see themselves at a young age through the eyes of their oppressor. And that's how they get to the point to where they're saying that Black is bad. Because they want us to exist like ninjas, ninja mindsets, ninja mentality, ninja logic, all of that. Because remember, that was their greatest invention. They want more ninjas than Black people. Because Black people actually stand up and fight back. Ninjas don't. Ninjas just look for comfortable places.